Hey sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video that I thought, I saw, and I was like, I am definitely bringing this here because why not? And it's about a black therapist who actually said that black men are the hardest to date, and he actually gave the reasons why black men are the hardest to date, and a lot of people really have a lot, have opinion on that. And some people feel that it is so hard loving black men, and so much trauma and unwillingness to get the help that they deserve or they need. And some people are also saying that man, I really don't care what you guys are saying. Black men are amazing. I am married to a black man, and everything is all fine and good and all that. And I am going to say some people actually think dating black men is kind of hard. And also, what is going on in black community is also going on in other communities, but just that some people, most of them don't share what is going on and all that. And some people think black men want everything done for them, from beginning to end, like they don't want to assist. They love to be the superior and the rest of it. A lot of people really have a lot to say, but then I don't want to stereotype anybody over because of probably how they love and all that. But then all I am going to say is that I am very much open to read all your comments and learn from you. Why not? So shut up, let's get into this video.
Girl, black men are the hardest group of men to date. And if you don't believe me, you can look at the divorce rates. Black men that marry black women get a divorce rate that's at 100% higher than the average. Black men that marry white women are at a 200% divorce rate increase. Black women that date non-black men are anywhere from 20 to 44% less in divorce rate. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because most black women are dating and marrying black men, and there are certain challenges involved with that I think are important, so I wanted to share those with you so you understood. Am I saying that I don't want you to be with a black man? Not at all. 2/3 of my clients actually end up with black men, but I want to make sure that you're vetting them very well so that you get healthy, healed black men. Okay, so what am I talking about? First, let's talk about mom. Girl, in the 90s, 75% of the households, black households, were single mother households. So black men generally have two relationships with their mother. Either they were enmeshed, so entitled, and they think that they're the prize, and they are looking for women to be mothers, or their mother was very highly critical, judgmental. So a lot of black men are actually running away from black women because they're running away from their mothers. So a question that you want to ask if you're dating a black guy is ask him about his relationship with his mother. Yeah? Okay, number 2, money. Unfortunately, because black men are less educated and some, systematic prejudices, racism, discrimination, black men are not making as much money as probably they need to be. But also, they're making less money than black women. So, and this is the only kind of racial group where this happens. And so, it is very hard to find a black man that is making more than you. And if that is the case, oftentimes, black men will feel emasculated and often try to humble you and control you because they don't feel like they're in financial control. So that makes it a little bit challenging when you're dealing with black men. You want to ask him what he does, right? You want to ask him, and then you want to glass door that mofo, girl. You also want to ask him how many people he manages, right? Because if he can't manage people professionally, he probably can't manage people personally. Thirdly, you want to ask about the men in his life, his mentors. A lot of black men actually don't have many mentors, so it's really weird to say, and it feels very archaic, but it's very true, and it is this. A man is looking for an alpha man to kind of check him. That is kind of the orders of operation, PEMDAS, if you will, in terms of how to kind of raise a man. And so if he doesn't have mentors, a father, other elders to kind of keep him in check, he's going to be out here kind of roaming the streets like many of them are. So you want to ask him, who are his male role models and mentors, okay? Fourthly, you have to understand something. There are 100 black women to 88 black men. So what that means is, and if you went to college, you understood this gender ratio gap. means that oftentimes men have more power because there are fewer of them. So it means that they're going to have lower commitment rates and higher abandonment rates because they're going to have other women waiting for them, which isn't necessarily the case for Black women because there's so much more of them. And if you are in a bigger city, it's going to be even worse, right? It's actually like 25% more Black women than Black men. So it makes it harder to date them. So when you're asking about kind of his commitment level, you want to ask him how many relationships he's had that has lasted more than a year, okay? And finally, the reason why it's kind of harder to date Black men is because of the micro and macro aggressions that they have to face, similar to what the aggressions that you have to face. But oftentimes, those things will lead to depression and anger for men, and they might bring it home, which can make it very hard for Black women to be with them. So you want to ask them how they deal with those sorts of aggressions on a daily basis and how they manage it mentally, intellectually, emotionally. I hope this is helpful as you evaluate Black men, and also I want you to date everybody, right? I know that the biggest flex and in terms of being able to find success in your dating life is to be able to date everyone. I hope this helps as you navigate your dating journey, and if you want help with that, definitely book a call with me. Girl, Black men are the hardest group of men to date.
You know, before I met my fiance, I had dated guys of a lot of different cultures and ethnicities. And I had been through my share of relationships with Black men where I did not feel like validated or whatever like that. And I was trying so hard and I was helping out in ways that I felt that I shouldn't, or that I was embarrassed to tell like friends and family that I was helping out in. So like when I moved back to New York, right? When I moved back to New York and I was single after I had ended my relationship because my ex confessed and I was heartbroken, I moved back to Florida, and then I got a new job at a new airline like a year and a half, 2 years later, moved back to New York and got a part-time job while I had a full-time job. And my part-time job was at a restaurant, and my restaurant job was just like so much fun. And it opened up my eyes to a whole new horizon of dating, right? And with the new horizon of dating, I started to slowly realize or like come out of a trance of like how I should be treated and how I deserve to be treated and what a man would give me just for being me, not for like presenting anything or bringing anything to the table, just because he enjoyed like my presence, my beauty, my smell, like my aura, like just me. And a lot of the guys that I dated in New York that I had amazing experiences with, they were men who it was completely like just being with them. And it sounds so crazy. It was not that they wanted to have maybe they wanted it, but I didn't have to give it, and it didn't stop them from continuing to pursue me for literally years of me just being around them and going out and us just having a great time, and there was no intimacy. Then I meet my fiance, and I've shared the story on here how I met my fiance, but I meet my fiance, and my fiance, we plan we start dating. I start coming back and forth to Italy every month. And I can do that because of my job. It wasn't a big hassle, whatever like that. And we decide that, or we mention actually, that we are going to take a vacation. And he's like, I should take you to Elba. And Elba's a Tuscan island. And he mentioned it. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. That sounds great. And when the plan became, like when the thought became a plan and we were actually like in the car, driving to the seaside, getting on the ferry, guys, it was just like, it was a whole, like, it was so crazy. It was like, wow, someone made like an actual, not like going to Florida to see parents and we also are going to, do vacation-esque things while we're there. Not like, oh, let's go to, like somewhere, on the northeast or whatever of the U.S. It was like, we're going to actually make plans, not stay at a friend's house. We're going to get a hotel. We're going to eat at restaurants that are like on the sea. It was just like, it was so crazy because I realized that I can't say that I was mistreated, but that there was a possibility to get more. And like, for me, this isn't predominantly about like black men, like how he says in his video. But like the moment that like I did open my horizon and I started dating guys of different ethnicities and cultures. I dated Korean guys, I dated Lebanese guys, I dated Turkish guys, Greek guys, I dated like all over. And then I also started traveling on my own. I went to South Africa, I went to Argentina. I did like really great like Central America vacations with like really close friends that I loved, or like, like one of my close gay male friends that we would just go on like really great vacations. And it was just like to get like adored and to be loved. And once I opened up my horizons, and I was still, even after I had, this is before I met my fiance, but after I had started to date guys of other races, and then I had like, have like a black guy who's interested in me, and I attempt to go out with him, there was always something. And I know, like, I was looking at his comments where there was like people that were saying like, oh, well, I've been married for this long, and like they're telling their story, like it's like their once in how many people type of stories, and this guy is literally given statistics. I don't know exactly what is the defending that we do, or why we defend so much our like situation that we know is not common as like black women. Like there's like black women, they're like, I've been married to my partner for 25 years. I love my black man. We get it. We're not saying that you don't love your black men. We're also not saying that there aren't relationships where a black woman and a black man could be successful. Like, no one's saying that. But anyway, I will say this. Dating outside of my race had really opened my eyes and raised my standards to what I do deserve, what I can achieve, what I, like what can be given. And, like it's like this guy's content and like tons of other people in the BWE community's content. I'll send it to people who I know who are having like relationship issues, who are women of color, who are kind of like holding out, and their clock is ticking, and they want to have kids, and they want to do the stuff that everyone else has done throughout, time of being a parent and chasing your kids down the street and, going to games and all that other stuff. Like, I know so many of my black friends who are, and family members who are literally like right now where they are in their life is, by the time that they have their kids, all of their peers' kids are going to be like in middle school at the rate that they're going. Like they're waiting that long. And there's like a fear, I'll be honest, there's a fear that I feel that like is continuously like kind of like lingering around black women who might date out or who are considering dating out. And it's more or less fear from like our own society. I don't know what happens in the comment section when a white guy starts to date a black woman or something like that. But I know like in the comment section of being a black women who date out, and I know from my own personal experience and how I've started to share stories in parts of my life on social media. And I'm used to like kind of getting it on TikTok, but now that I'm sharing more on Instagram, it is kind of like a shock for me to see it on Instagram, because that platform has always kind of been like a safe space for me. But like I'm seeing more of it, and it's like a bullying tactic. It's like we bully our women to either be single or date a black guy who might not be up to the standard that she's used to. And so I don't know. I don't know what the point of this video is. It's just something that I felt I had to like comment on, because I literally just, I knew why. I just had somebody repost a video of mine, and in the comments, all it was, and it was like a black travel video. And I was like, I'm a black girl in Italy. And I shared it on here. And like, there was like people that are like, well, I'm a black girl and I can do all that in the US and I love my bidet. Okay, bidets are not common in the US. So congratulations that you have one. Like I'm glad you have one. That's actually not common. Or, like, oh yeah, cuz she has a white man. And like it's just like the connection of leaving Instagram because that was kind of toxic and coming into TikTok and seeing a video that I consider like so positive. I just felt that I needed to speak on it. So anyway, guys, that's it. Sorry.
Anyway, this is all I have. And first of all, before I get into this video, I'm going to say that black men are amazing. And I have also seen so many, black women married to black men, and they are doing just fine. That because it did not work for this person doesn't mean it is not working for other people. And I really don't know if to agree that black men are the hardest to date. I don't think I have much to say about that, but I think, what is going on in our community is also going on in other people's community. And sometimes we tend to flog or overflog what is going on in black community, and also make it look like, black men are doing probably not good when we all know that they are doing well. I am not saying there is no perfect community, right? There is no perfect person, but I think it's kind of trying to stereotype. I don't know, but that's how I feel like, saying that black men are hard to date is kind of, I think I trying to stereotype them and all that. In essence, I am saying that because it is not working for this person does not mean it is not working for the other person. I know that there are so many things going on, black men, black women having have to not agreeing and all that. But I am not also going to be part of the people saying that or trying to stereotype them or say some certain things that will probably to make them feel like they do not belong and all that. You all know how hard it is for black people, especially to it's easy for other people, of course, other people, life is not as hard as it is for black men, So, when it comes to wealth or working so hard, you are going to see black people work harder than even other people. And some women are probably looking for they want everything to be done for them and the rest of it. Sometimes it doesn't come by easily. But one thing I believe is that if you have a partner and you all are doing just fine, you both understand one another. I think that is the most important thing that comes with it. So I am not going to say that they are the hardest to date and all that. That would be like me trying to make them look like they are the bad people and all that. What is going on in this person's house is also going on in the other person's house. How you manage it is how you tackle the problem is just all that matters. So yeah, I know sometimes black men try to humble you. I know that, yeah, but still, I ain't saying that they are the hardest. So I think that's all I got to say. And absolutely, I want to hear all you all have to say about this, because I really don't want to say a lot. I don't want to talk so much because, not because I don't want to offend anybody, but just because I do not want to believe or do not want to say that that black men are the hardest to date and all that. Man, I am sweating because the air conditioner and everything is off because of the sound and all that. But I think I really have to go. I really have to go. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. I see you all in my next video. Kisses.